Book 8, Cleansing Your Space and Clearing Yourself. Cleansing your space with smudge. Cleansing your space begins the same as all other energy work. Once you have grounded, cleansed, and protected yourself, then you can begin to cleanse spaces, objects, and people around you. Cleansing a room with smudge is often the easiest place to start because it requires less focus than some of the other energy methods. While you can use your smudge bowl and blow or waft smoke from there, I recommend using a smudge stick for cleansing a room or home, simply because it's more portable and you will not need to constantly refill and relight it. You can light it once and use it for the entire cleansing. It's important to use fire safety with smudge sticks and carry a container or your abalone shell or stone bowl to ash the stick into. This avoids dropping embers on the floor. Safety first, don't burn your house down. There is no one right way to smudge a room, so I will just give you the way I enjoy doing it, and if it doesn't resonate with you, please feel free to come up with another method that does. I hold the smudge stick in my right hand, and with a gentle wave-like motion, walk along the border of the room I am cleansing. At each corner, I draw my sacred symbol in the air with the smudge stick, and then continue the line until I have connected with where I began. I do this at the top of the room and along the bottom as well, so the ceiling and the floor. Along the way, I will seal any windows, vents, and doors by tracing their outline with the smudge stick. It's more important that your intention follows the edge of the window or door than the actual smudge stick doing it, as some windows and vents will be well beyond your reach. And then I draw my sacred symbol in the center of that area and circle it. Because windows and doors can act as portals, it's essential to ensure they are sealed well. Take your time and focus your intention. Remember that smudge without intention is just smoke. You can go through that entire room cleansing exercise without doing anything beneficial if you are not mindful of your intention the entire time. I like to repeat a prayer or mantra to myself as I walk in order to keep my mind focused on the task at hand. My prayer changes depending on the situation and my mood, but it goes something like this. I cleanse and protect this space in the name of God. Only energy here for me and my greatest good may remain. All other energies must leave now. The hardest part of this exercise is creating the feeling in your belly that you deserve and own this space, especially if you're doing it for someone else and the space isn't actually yours. It is that energy of inner knowing and strength that creates a strong shield. Because of this, you may want to start with rooms that you are comfortable claiming as your own and work your way up to practicing with more public spaces. When you're finished cleansing and sealing the room with smudge, it's important to wash your hands and thank all energy and/or spirits that assisted you. Practical exercise. Cleansing your space with white light. Another one of the most commonly used space cleansing methods is white lighting. It's relatively straightforward and simple to do, although for those of you who are non-visual, it may be a bit more of a challenge, but still totally possible. I like to begin any space cleansing with smudging, see the previous chapter for more information, and then follow that with a white light cleanse. If smudge is not available in your location, a simple white light cleanse is usually sufficient for most non-sacred spaces. This practice involves a very focused mind, so to begin it is often helpful to get into a meditative mental state and to get your body into a very comfortable position that you can sustain without having your attention drawn to physical concerns. You don't have to look pretty doing it, it's your focus and intention that count. When you're comfortable and ready, then you bring white light into the room and completely fill the entire space in whatever way works for you and your mind. Some examples are: form a ball of white light in the center of the room and stretch it outwards until it completely fills the space. Draw a light from a window or a light fixture and stretch that outwards to fill the room completely. If you use this technique, just be sure to hold your intention strongly that the light you are pulling acts as white light. You can paint the room with a large white light paintbrush to get every nook and cranny. You can imagine a God ray coming down from the sky and filling the room with light. Or you can visualize yourself pulling earth light up your roots and blasting it out your palms, head, heart, or shine it out all of your skin to completely fill the room. When you're cleansing, be mindful of the corners of the room. the floor, the ceiling, and behind and beneath you and any other objects or people in the room. The most common places I see people miss are upper corners, the ceiling, and the entire floor, especially beneath their own person and behind their back. When you're finished with white lighting, scan your attention around and see if you can sense anything remaining in the room. Did you miss any spots? How does the energy of the room feel after cleansing? Can you sense a difference? There's no wrong way to do this exercise so long as the entire room ends up filled with cleansing light and so long as it is done with the intention of cleansing the space. If you did all that, you nailed it. I recommend that you try several different methods to find what works best for you, or to make up your own if that feels better. If a mantra or a prayer helps you to hold the intention to cleanse the space, please repeat one as you work. Troubleshooting. I can't visualize light filling the room. My mind just doesn't seem to work that way. If you get completely stuck on this exercise, you can try recentering your body and clearing your gut space before you give it another go. If you're having trouble visualizing light, you can always fill the space with love instead. Simply shine love out of your heart chakra until the room is completely filled. If it still doesn't work for you, then maybe this just isn't the space cleansing method for you. Not to worry, you can always fall back on smudging to keep your spaces clean and clear. My light was a different color. Is that wrong? No, that just means you're working with a more specific energy than white light. I encourage you to look up the energy of your particular color of light to see what energy you are working with. As long as the color of light has a positive feeling associated with it, you're doing just fine. That was too easy. I could white light rooms in my sleep. Bored just doing your rooms? Try sending your intention out to other rooms in the same building, or out to your car, or to another building. Can you fill those spaces with white light? This is a great way to practice light cleansing and to learn the beginning skills of distance work. Please just be extra sure that your body is grounded and shielded before you travel your intention to other places. Cutting cords. All human relationships come with emotions and expectations. This creates transient energy connections and links. When the emotions or expectations are intense, repeated over a long time or with many repetitions, these temporary connections can become permanent cords. Over time, if we fail to remove and clear these cords, they can act as drains that lead us to feel put upon, exhausted, overworked, and burnt out. Cords can also connect us to past events and experiences with similar effects. This is especially true if the event or experience had a very strong emotional charge, such as rage, trauma, or grief. Some common signs of negative cords are constant fatigue no matter how much rest you get, being unable to let go of a past experience, being unable to let go of a person from your past, feeling stuck in old emotional states or ruts, cycle thinking and repetitive thoughts, physical pain or discomfort at the cord connection site. Most people have at least one negative cord attached to them, and many of us, especially those of you performing energy work, will have so many that it may be hard to pick out and focus on just one at a time. It's very common for this to be the part of the course that people are the most excited about. It's also common for people to have an idea of what cord they're going to be dealing with when they begin the exercise. Unfortunately, the energy world doesn't always work the way we plan. Please take a moment to deep breathe, open up your gut space, and do your best to let go of your expectations. The time will come for that cord to be cut, and it may be the one that comes up first, but it may not. The order that cords present themselves is important and happens for a reason. Please trust what comes forward and know that your desired cord will definitely come up eventually, I promise. Before we go through the cord cutting exercise to remove your unwanted cords, it's important to note that cords can be from other people, but they can also be initiated by us, and usually it's not possible to tell the origin of the cord just by looking at them. Knowing this makes it much easier to let go of any resentment or blame, and to focus on finishing the exercise by sending gratitude, love, and light to the person at the other end. Because it's equally possible that the cord actually started with you. At the end of the cord cutting, you need to send the other person's energy away with all the love and gratitude that you can muster. I like to mention this well in advance because many people find it very difficult to visualize sending positivity to a person or an experience they dislike, fear, hate, or resent. If you're feeling that way right now, try to change your perspective on the situation. When we hold on to negative emotions, we actually keep ourselves tethered to the thing that we hate most. When we hold on to our negative emotions, we aren't actually letting go, and we may remove the first cord only to form another one in its place. Part of the process of cord cutting is releasing our connection to any negative emotions bound in with the cord, as well as the cord itself. For some of you, this will happen naturally as you cut each cord involved with the person or event, and you may even get the urge to cry or release emotion. For some of you, it will require you to make the choice to let go of those emotions before you begin. You don't have to actually let go of the emotions before you begin, although that's a great way to start the process. Instead, it's a decision to be willing to let go of the emotion. That will allow you to move forward. Your body will pick the appropriate time to actually make it a physical emotional release. All you have to do is stay out of the way and let the emotions flow when they come. If you're still feeling stuck on the thought of sending love to a person that's hurt you, try to think of the good that came from your pain. Maybe you learned to be strong and step into your power, or maybe you learned more about life or who you are. If nothing else, it led you here to boost your psychic ability and to help you let go of your old shit and get that energy out of your auric field once and for all. No matter how horrible the cord forming was, there's always something we can find gratitude for. You deserve to be free. Practical exercise: cutting cords. As with all energy work, it's necessary to go into this exercise with a wide open gut space. If you can't feel completely open in your belly, please refer back to the chapter on making space in the gut and return when you're ready. Once you have a nice open belly, the next step is to make sure that you are grounded and protected. Your shield is absolutely essential in this exercise to avoid developing new cords or getting energetic backlash as you cut away energy that's no longer serving you. Please refer back to the grounding and shielding sections of the book if you need assistance. When you're ready, settle into a comfortable position you can hold for a long period of time without becoming distracted by your body's sensations, and begin taking slow, deep breaths. Follow your breath down into your body and allow yourself to float in the space that you've created there. When you're comfortable, relaxed, and ready, begin by building a golden cage with your mind off to one side of yourself. It can be as close or as far away as you like. This cage will hold the energy on the other end of your cord to keep it in one place and to protect you while you deal with the cord. Once your cage is in place, then visualize the cutting tool that you will use to cut your cords. In past, I've used golden scissors, a golden sword, an obsidian axe, and a diamond blade. Use whatever tool and whatever material works for your mind and put it down beside you. Let your intuition guide your choice. Some people find holding a tangible object such as a knife or an obsidian arrowhead aids them in this process, but please be careful with any sharp objects. When you're ready, open your elemental cleansing method next to you to allow you to dispose of the ends of the cord after they're cut and removed. Take some time to grow and reconnect your roots to the earth light. Fill yourself with light and shine it out your skin. As the light highlights your auric field, it can also highlight your negative energy cords. If you don't see your cords right away, then ask for them to be revealed to you. You can ask for assistance from Source or from any guides or angels that you normally work with. Once you can see your cords, ask to be shown the cord that you need to cut first. A cord will normally become more prominent than the others at this point, or the others will disappear, leaving only one behind. Grab the revealed cord with your mind in 2 places along its length. Feel free to act out doing so with your hands as well if it helps you focus on your intention. Once you have a good grip on the cord, move or will the energy on the other end of the cord, which may appear as a person or may just look like a cloud of color or texture, slide that into your golden cage and close and lock the door. While you continue to hold the cord in 2 places, take your cutting device and cut the cord in the space between your 2 grip points. Be sure to continue to hold onto both sides even after you've cut. This should leave you holding one piece of cord connected to you and one piece of cord connected to the energy in the cage. Follow the piece of the cord not connected to you back to the other energy in the cage and remove their end of the cord from them. This may require untwisting, uncoiling, untying the cord, or simply pulling it off. When you've removed it, dispose of their end of the cord in your elemental cleansing method. When their cord is removed and disposed of, send love and light to the energy in the cage with the intention to heal any wounds caused by the cord. See or sense the wounds close and repair completely before moving on. When you're finished healing the other energy, follow your end of the cord back to your own body and remove it. It may be a quick pull, or you may have to untangle it from around or inside of you. Take your time and make sure that you get all of the pieces of the cord from your body. When you're finished, you can dispose of it in your elemental cleansing method next to you. Now that your end of the cord has been removed, you heal your cord wound from the inside out with that healing earth light. And when you're completely healed, gather as much love and gratitude into your chest as you can manage. When you feel ready, open the cage door and send the energy inside the cage away with a beam of love and gratitude from your heart. I like to internally say something along the lines of, "Thank you so much for the lessons that you taught me and for making me stronger. I don't need you anymore. I release you with love and light. Thank you, thank you, thank you." When you're finished, check in to make sure the energy is gone and that your body and auric fields are healed and healthy. At this point, you can then ask to be shown the next cord that needs to be cut and begin the process again. Or if you feel complete, then you can return your awareness to the present moment and go about your day. Be sure to energetically dispose of your cage and cutting tool and to close up your elemental cleansing method as well before you complete it. Some people find it beneficial to journal about their cord cutting experience. No matter what, make sure that you leave the time and space to release any emotions that come up from this process to make sure you don't end up bound by more cords. Troubleshooting. I can't see my cords. You can ask to be shown your cords by another, stronger guiding energy that resonates with you. If you're not a visual person, you can instead travel your awareness around your body to see if you have any sensation changes when you ask to be shown your cords. They will often feel tight, heavy, hot, cold, and are like a compressing band. If you can't feel or see your cords, you may have to seek out a practitioner who can help you to remove them. I can't see the person on the other end of the cord. This is actually pretty common. In my faith base, if you can't see the person on the other end of the cord, or identify the situation or entity, then you don't need to. The only time we see what's on the other end of the cord is if we need to understand the energy to completely release it. Sometimes you'll just sense who it is, even though you can't see them in your mind's eye. And sometimes you won't. As long as you're able to cut and remove the cord and heal and release the energy with love and gratitude, you did great. It physically hurt when I cut my cord. Is that normal? Yes, that's not uncommon. I think the body is giving a physical expression of the emotional hurt and release. Don't worry, the pain passes quickly, and then you get to be free of it for good. I don't want to let go of the person on the other end of the cord. This seems like a tough one, but it's not, I promise. It's easy to get wrapped up in not wanting to damage our relationship with a loved one. But you can stop worrying, because we can't cut any unconditional love connections with this exercise. All positive love connections will remain. And when we send the person away with love and gratitude, they're always free to come back in a loving connection. We're only rejecting the negative aspects of the relationship. This should actually leave you with an even better relationship afterwards, with less anger, resentment, and negativity. I don't want to face the energy on the other end of the cord. You don't have to. You do not need to look too closely at the energy in the cage. We don't need you to understand the release in order to have one. Your soul will take care of those details. You just have to hold your intention and go through the steps of release. I can't seem to remove the cord or heal the energy on the other end. This happens sometimes. In my belief system, this means that the energy on the other end isn't giving permission for us to remove their end of the cord. If this happens to you, then just leave their end of the cord attached and continue with the exercise anyway. If you cannot heal the wound from the cord, no matter how much love and light you send, then the energy on the other end likely is not light-based, so sending it light doesn't bring healing. It's nothing to fear or worry about. Just continue with the exercise and leave the energy in the best state that you can before sending it away with love and light. There's too many cords! Can I cut more than one at a time? The short answer is yes, but I would encourage you to start with cutting cords one at a time to really get the hang of the system. As you gain confidence, you can begin cutting multiple cords to a single person or energy, and then eventually you'll be able to corral several energies into the cage at once and do mass healings and removals to save time. Once I got very practiced at this, I started bundling the cords like power cables of my electronic devices and doing them in large batches. As long as you preserve each step, heal the wounds on both ends of all of the cords, and send all energies away with love and light, then you can do whatever you want.